Hello. Today I wanted to go through a solution that I've been working on to help test your Dynamics 365 for finance and operations security. As you may know, in past versions of Dynamics 365, there was a hidden feature that you could get to called View with Role Set, that you could, within the AOT, come in and go to your add-ins, go to View with Role Set down here. If you selected this, you could then come in and select any number of roles on the left-hand side that you wanted to test with, and actually come over here and either select from a user or just manually select which roles you wanted to test for, and then come over and actually launch this, and a workspace would pop up so you could actually see what these potential combination of roles would give you access to. Unfortunately, if you try that in a newer version of F&O past PU31 is the last that I know that works, you'll get something like this, which obviously isn't going to give you the information that you're looking for. So what I came up with was a solution to actually address that issue, as well as combine some features and functionality from AX 2012, the security development tool. So in this case, you have the best of both worlds. You have the ability to combine roles, duties, and privileges together into a mock role, and you also have the ability to select from a user and actually load those users' roles and then launch a test workspace. So how this works is that there is, you have to come out and set your connection information. You set a service user, you set which browser you'd like to use here, and then currently, if you are a FastPath customer and you own our Identity Manager and Security Designer tools, there's nothing you need to do separately from this. You can just use the tool as is. For non-FastPath customers, I am going through the process of creating a separate endpoint for you to hit here, because we actually have to go out and obviously create the security and then also be able to assign it to a user. So there is going to be a deployable package that you would have to utilize. But at the end of the day, what we're actually doing here is going to have the ability to load up any number or any roles, duties, and privileges, including custom roles, duties, and privileges, and then have the ability to assign those into a mock role, and then be able to launch a test workspace and be able to see what the outcome of that particular combination of security layers would actually be. So in this case, we could come in, for example, and maybe assign the auditor role. We could load up the duties here and select a particular duty and a privilege as well in this case. So you can see we're able to select these all together. This is actually going to go out and assign this to a particular test user, the FastPath user. So if I were to come in and actually look at the user's roles here, we can see that we have our FastPath roles assigned. These actually don't give you any access to, other than the Identity Manager piece, into any UI elements. So I actually am signed into this user in another browser here. You can see that this is the FastPath user that we're logged in as. You can see I only have access to the sysadmin area on the left-hand side and only have access to those modules. If, however, I go ahead and launch this, you're going to be able to see that the browser here is going to, once it actually goes out and assigns this, a new tab will open up within our Brave browser here, and this user now has, you can see, more workspaces. If we open this up, this auditor role has access to see most areas, so you can see that this user actually now has additional areas that they can go and do, and you can go through any of these and see what the outcome of, or what this user can actually do in the system. If we look on the admin side, what this actually does is it creates a test or mock role, the security role test workspace role. and assigns it to this FastPath user. If we go and look at security configuration, we can validate that role is actually being assigned the correct access by going to the role itself. We can see the sub-roles assigned is the auditor. We can see the duties that are assigned and the privileges that we also looked at. So you can see that this is a very easy way to then go in and test your security. Like I mentioned, you also have the ability here to load security if I go ahead from a user itself. So I can come in and select an individual user here. I can load this user's roles. These roles will be brought in, and now I can still go in and add any role duties or privileges to this user as well. So if I wanted to come in and maybe assign an additional duty to this user and be able to see what they can do, I can absolutely do that as well. So if I were to launch this workspace now, you'll notice that it opens up another tab for us, and now we can see everything that this leash user can do on the back end. So you can see that we've obviously added some more permissions in the environment here. If we go and look on the administrative side again, we would be able to, we reload this page in the security configuration area, we're going to be able to come in and actually see that the role that we've created here now contains the sub roles that we've assigned and the additional duty in this case. So currently I am going through testing on this. I'm looking for beta testers, so if you would like to test this, please feel free to reach out to me. My contact information will be in the description below. Hopefully you find this helpful, and if you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out. Thank you very much.